Welcome to the cookie chat.
Hello, hello. Well,
Hey.
Chelsea, wait. I feel like you,
Darling, you look different to me.
but they're matching. This is so
They
cute. Chelsea, what's going on?
You guys, dreams are coming true over here at the cookie chat. Slowly but surely, you guys, we are like podcast aficionados, it looks like now.
We getting there.
We are. We're working our way up the
we
dream chain.
We got the cute accessories.
Yes, we heard our audio and video goes in and out. So we're testing new platforms here. And
we are. Ta-da! Whoop, whoop. So a few things that you guys should know. So this is obviously a pre-recorded option. Here's the deal, guys. Chelsea and I love bringing all the content, and we have so many plans to bring even more and more content. And our goal here is always to make sure that it is valuable content for you guys and that we are bringing it to you guys in a top-notch format. So that is why we are testing out. And just like always, bear with us as we test these new things and as we bring new things to you guys. And always please continue to give us your feedback because that's what makes us better. And also, just a reminder too, Chelsea and I are still cookiers.
Yes, you guys, we're not rolling in the dough when it comes to the cookie chat.
Just like how you guys are coming up on our Super Bowl season of crazy workloads, so are Chelsea and I. So one of our goals that we always said was come holiday season, we can't be doing lives all the time because we just have to be focused on our personal cookie businesses. But because we love bringing you guys such valuable content and because you guys are so amazing, we said, okay, let's figure out a way to continue to bring everybody content throughout that time that we are not necessarily able to go live. So that's our plan rolling into 2022. We are going to continue to expand into this pre-recorded realm with more content, more guests, more fun things, but we will still find opportunities to go live with you guys because we miss, like, where are you guys right now? There's no comments.
Do you keep looking? Because I keep looking for the comments. I'm like,
I
can't see the comment thread.
I know. So you definitely will not lose this. And just know too, guys, we currently run our social media. I don't think we have any plans to ever not run our own social media.
No, we enjoy that part of the business.
We do. We love it. We love bringing you guys fun reels and all of that. So 2022 will be chock full of all that. But just know that, like, even though you're not necessarily seeing us live every Wednesday night, we are still live behind the cookie chat at all times.
In the comment section.
Yeah. So, yes, we're looking a little bit different, but we're hoping that it's a wonderful thing that you guys are.
We might look different, but it's still us, still same energy, still same content.
I know. Guys, I've already complained over and over to Chelsea about how it doesn't have filters, so.
Melissa looks beautiful. Let's be real.
I have to do hair and makeup, light.
And we are working on, we've noticed with this recording software that we scream talk. So you guys, if your ears hurt, we are so sorry.
Look at these fancy microphones and stuff.
I know. I can't touch mine because if you only knew the magic behind the veil.
This is recording too.
My mic just decided to, like, it all of a sudden came across screen saying loss of power, too much power pulling, and
but you know what? The beauty is we're not live. So
I know. You guys,
it's like it never happened.
I know.
It's
only
fine.
The magic.
Yeah.
But you guys, we have a jam-packed episode today. And although it's weird that we're not answering the live questions, we've tried to anticipate what y'all are wanting to know.
Well, and so much of this honestly is based off of questions that we keep getting asked. So
yes.
That's what we're addressing.
They're flowing into our inboxes, personal and the cookie chat. So we just wanted to make sure that you guys, we're in the thick of it. It's the holiday season. When you guys are seeing this, Halloween pre-sale has already launched. You guys are working through it. We're working through it. My holiday season would have kicked off a week ago.
I know. Future Chelsea, are you surviving? You're doing a great job right now.
Thank you so much. I need that. I'm probably like knee deep in ghosts right now. I am never doing a ghost again. Do you do that? Like after Christmas, I was like
all the time. I'm like, why did I make this design?
Yes. When it comes to Valentine's, sometimes I'll like try and skip red because I'm still tormented from Christmas.
Oh, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever get tired of my Dusty Rose and Wedgwood, though.
I know. No, those are beautiful. Those, I'm like such a breath of fresh air when Easter rolls around. I'm like, oh, we're done with these
That's
colors.
why it's like my favorite pre-sale. It's like, my color scheme to the max. I love Easter.
Yeah, why did I realize that red is almost like every holiday except Easter and Easter, Thanksgiving, and Halloween don't have red, but 4th of July, teacher appreciation, Valentine's,
and like graduation, like that stark, I feel like Halloween stuff for everybody.
Yeah, no, definitely. So with that being said, you guys, in holidays, we wanted to kind of recap. We did have an episode on our history. If you go over to,
we had a part 1 and part 2. It is
so big.
It goes deep.
Holidays are So we're like going even deeper, and we heard your guys' questions and concerns. So we're addressing holiday, but it's going to be about how to survive personally, professionally, preparing your family and friends, all of that good stuff for the holidays.
Yeah.
So
this is our therapy pep talk for you guys. This may very well be our last, like, just Chelsea and I episode for 2021. So we're like, how do we want to leave everybody for this year? So
we want to give you everything you need to survive, because
our babies.
Yes. So in true cookie chat fashion, even though we might look different, we're still the same. Melissa, give us our agenda.
Let's do a rundown, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to just really quick give you guys those highlight reminders of just how to be thinking ahead and prepping, things you can do. I know that you are in the grind of Halloween, and take like a couple days to rest and then get on it again. So we are going to give you some of those high level. Again, if you are listening to this and you haven't listened to the pre-sale part 1 and part 2 and the pop-up episodes, go straight over there and binge those, because it goes so much more in depth. So we're going to give you the highlights. We are also, Chelsea and I have gotten asked over and over and over, when do you guys do your pickups? When do you guys do this? And I know that holidays are kind of all over the place. So many people do elf in different areas and stuff. So Chelsea and I are going to go ahead and lay it out there for you of how we are planning to do it this year. It is not an end all be all. Chelsea and I will tell you over and over and preach till we're blue in the face. This is not your Bible. These are 2 cookiers who have been in the business for like 3 to 5 years between the 2 of us. And it's how we do it. So it's maybe a starting place for you. But again, do your research, and you just got to go through some trial and error. But we will share ours. And then self-care, guys. It's a crazy time. And there's so much to fit in, not just with our businesses, but I mean, if you have kids at home, this is a magical time too. So finding ways to do like some self-care things is so important. And so we're going to share some of our self-care tips, and that also goes into meal planning. Chelsea and I are big on just like mental health and physical health, and meal planning and keeping yourself healthy through this time is a huge part of that. So we're going to share some of our favorite things and tips for that too. So Miss Chelsea, will you kick us off with some highlights?
I will.
How do we prep?
Yes, let's take it from the top, you guys. So we've already hit, like we said, on when to do your dough and do all of that good stuff. But what we want to just elaborate on is the communication aspect of it. So, so many of us have now launched Halloween, and Halloween is kind of like the kickoff. If you're a football fan, that's going to be our kickoff. It's going to be kind of, how does the game go?
Back to school is like preseason.
Yeah.
And then Halloween is like, okay, here we go.
It's like the season opener. Okay, you guys, we've had the season opener. Can you tell I like football? So
she does. When I was doing my football set, I was like, so
the lines. Melissa's like, I'm gonna put the lines. I'm like, do not put the lines.
I know. I showed her like my field goal. I'm like, could I do the lines this way? And she's like, no, Melissa, no, you can't.
Lines don't go that way on the field. Yeah. So this is our season opener of Halloween. We kicked it off. We're like, dude, we're feeling either good, we're feeling kind of iffy. We're judging the rest of our season based off of this pre-sale. So make the adjustments necessary, whether that be, hey, it went really well. I'm loving this. I did enjoy this aspect. I didn't want to do this again.
If you hated making that one cookie, what did you hate about it? And think about how to adjust designs for future ones.
Did you like pipe all the eyes and then at packaging, you're like, oh my gosh, they're squishing. So now do you need to get the like black pearl?
Or did you do a
sprinkles?
ton of metallic stuff and you're like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I don't want to go through cornstarching everything again?
Yes. All of that good
Lessons
stuff. So
learned.
oh
Chelsea and I
gosh,
speak from experience.
so many lessons. So kind of use that in that process of, hey, Halloween didn't go as I wanted, or I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I took on too many. Communicate with your client base, with your customers, what is coming next.
Yeah.
Whether that be, hey, I am going to be offering Thanksgiving, or I thought I was going to offer Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's made a little bit of an adjustment. Instead of pre-sale, I'm going to do pop-up, or I'm going to do a flash sale. Whatever that adjustment looks like for you, or if you decided, hey, this was amazing, I got this.
Yeah.
You do you, boo. Make
or
it
it's like,
all
hey,
about.
I'm going to bring in a helper and I can double, you know?
Right. Yes. Definitely. So taking in all of that, you want to communicate to your customers what's coming up. These holiday seasons are back to back to back. And it is a time, think about us, you guys, how many things you're like, oh man, I forgot that today's picture day, or I forgot we have like a class party coming up. So just like we like to plan, our customers like to know what's coming. Melissa, do you want to share the Chelsea's Facebook?
Yes. So I thought Pink Lemon, if you haven't seen our pop-up episode yet, go back and check that out. Pink Lemon is a wealth of knowledge. Her name is Chelsea too. So that's why I'm saying Pink Lemon, because I don't want us to get confused.
Chatting with Chelsea episode.
I know, the Chelseas. So she's a wealth of knowledge, but this was so smart, I thought, is that for her pop-up, she did a Facebook event, which just like how on Instagram, so Chelsea and I are more active probably on Instagram. And so we'll set reminders and countdowns on our Instagram. And Chelsea did an awesome like visual countdown too for her customers. That's super helpful. But with Facebook, I've seen people do not just create an event for pop-ups, but actually create events for their pre-sales, because it'll still do reminders. You can still do all the things that Pink Lemon recommended that you do in pop-up, is like sharing samples and getting people excited. And it will continue to notify them so that then when your link goes live or your Google form or whatever, some people even just post the photo in there and say comment on which ones that you want.
Oh, I used to do that. That's how I started.
I know. If you're just starting, it can be great and it can build your Facebook for sure. But if you've got like a lot of customers, that gets very confusing.
Don't go that route.
Yeah, don't go that route. Do like a Google Doc or a Google form or something like that. Yes. But anyways, but that is also a great way. And you can go ahead and start those now and start the excitement. So again, just communicate. And just like Chelsea said, if you need to pull back, it is okay.
It's okay. Judging you.
Nobody's judging you.
If you are coming up on the next holiday, so for me, it would be Elf. Elf and Thanksgiving are being released. You guys, Elf, let's be real. Homeboy is not changing. It's the same Elf every single year. Think of it like this. You're using that same Elf for the little visitors in your house, in case you have little ones listening. The same Elf comes every year. The same Elf cookie can be used. I don't need to continually be changing the stencil on it.
Yeah.
It's just a
My kid can't tell me what they ate for lunch like 2 hours ago. So they're not going to know. They're not going to remember last year's Elf cookie, what it exactly looked like.
Yes. And if you're feeling challenged, but like last year, you might be like, oh my gosh, I just loved my Thanksgiving place setting cookie. I want to reuse it. Use the same photo.
Do it. Or like even like take that same cookie and turn it into a paint your own or something, you know, like use the same design.
The magic is still there, you guys.
Chelsea, you brought up such a good point to me earlier, is that we bring out the same decorations to decorate our house and it still brings us joy, you know, like throw in one or two new things and it just feels fresh for the year.
Right. So, you can reuse photos from last year. You can reuse cookie designs. You can reuse, like if you had a #1 seller and it just worked for you,
then why not?
Keep it going.
Most people are gifting these things anyways. So
why fix what's broken? Make it work in your favor. So whatever it might look like on this transition to the next holiday, just make sure you're communicating that with your customers. Let them know that, yes, I am. No, I'm not. Whatever it might be, so that they can be prepared.
Yeah.
Speaking of prepared, you guys, be prepared for packaging. We're expressing this to you guys in the summer when we started these kickoffs for a reason. I can speak from my personal experience. I ordered boxes, like the mini individual boxes. And I was pre-guessing what would kind of work.
Yeah.
You guys, my pre-sale ended and I hopped on, ordered more, and I ended up now, because we are in holiday season, everything goes up in price.
Yeah.
So I had to pay a little bit more for the same order I got 2 months ago. Knowing that, I was like, shred. Shred we use through so many of the holidays, and I use in my customs. So I'm not like too concerned if I have leftover shred, because I use the same staple color through all of them. I don't change per season.
Yeah.
Shred prices went up. It was like $28 to $35 a box.
Do you do the Staples?
No, Staples was actually more than Amazon now. Staples went up to like $56.
Oh, yeah. Well, so do your research, because that definitely, I remember I did a research and I have a highlight, and I have a packaging highlight on Missy P Sweets. And when I did it, Staples was the cheapest, but Amazon every now and then you had to get it at the right time would be cheaper than Staples. So yeah, I think between Staples and Amazon.
Yes, definitely.
Is kind of like the cheapest ones.
But make sure you stock up on things like that. And then continuing on with your prep, make sure you have your colors, because the post office is not working, I guess, with FedEx anymore. I'm a little bit nervous. Thank goodness I have an Amazon facility like the next town over.
Oh, our Amazon, you see them come out in flights. There's a gas station. They're like all lined up at the racetrack, fueling up on gas. And then they like all go out at the same time. It's nuts.
Yes. It's insane, you guys. We already know with like, if you shop online for holidays, you have to allow for that extra shipment. Same thing with cooking. Same thing with these cutter shops. All of this stuff this is kind of why we were trying to prep you guys earlier, is think ahead. Yes, there's going to be one-off things that we might need here and there, but you're generalized.
Yeah. And we do talk about this too on our pre-sale with packaging. Make sure too that you are noting when you're selling something. A lot of times with these things, packaging can be subject to change.
Yes.
Because and most of the time customers do not care. But I, for instance, have sold out of my box options for Halloween. So I'm looking at maybe releasing a few more, but it might have to be like, okay, it's the same cookie, but it's going to have to be in a bag, because I'm out of those boxes. I'm not going to get them in time. Future Melissa, how did that work out?
I'm going to be texting you.
This is so bizarre. It's so crazy. Okay. So anyways, so don't fret too much. If you can't get a hold of boxes or it's so dang expensive, just do a cello bag and get the cute bows. And the tags are, a lot of times those are instant downloads. Quick shout out to tags. Get the little 2-inch, was it the Fisker brand or whatever? That's great. And also Chelsea and I do this 2 different ways, but look at your FedEx Kinkos, either getting stuff printed there and just taking that off of your plate. It can be pretty cost efficient. Me personally, I print at home a lot of the times, depending on how many I need, but you can cut at FedEx Kinkos for free. You can personally go in, I'll bring my stuff that I printed at home, go in and go straight to their cutter and just cut hundreds of those for free. And you can do it so much faster than just like sitting and using your little like at home cutter. So that's my little tip I always tell people, is that's free. A lot of people don't know that.
Right. Speaking of free, if things are not free and you're buying stuff for the holidays, you guys, save the receipt.
Get that receipt, because we don't got time to go in and do Excel, and I still have not done my due diligence in getting my
your app
set up yet. So I'm still in that Excel world, living in that world, and I'm not going to have time to do that until January. So just like give yourself a break. That is not what you need to be focused on right now. Just get that stuff in a file or take a picture of it, and you will come back to it in January.
Right. Also, put it in a basket.
Just to note, a lot of cookiers do take a couple weeks off in January. When we're talking about communicating to your customers, I'm about to send out an email after Halloween, just letting them know, hey guys, here's what the beginning of the year looks like. Because now is kind of when I would open up my custom books for January and February. So I just want to go ahead and let my customers know, hey guys, January is looking like this. I'm going to be taking this time off, So also communicate to your customers about that, because you don't want to be dealing with all those inquiries I'm fielding them right now. Crazy time. No.
Yeah, I'm fielding them already. Like January and February will open at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind.
Yes.
But communicating with our customers, I know we've communicated as far as this is when the sale is going to go live. This is when this is going to happen. On a personal side, Melissa, how are you dealing with pickups? Because I know my inbox is flooded with like, when do I offer Thanksgiving pickup? When do you offer Christmas pickup? What is yours kind of
For
like?
sure. So let me go through what I am offering. So Halloween is done. Hopefully we survive. So Halloween this year falls on a Sunday. Our neighborhood is very active for Halloween. I've already noted that next year I need to be on top of offering Boo Basket stuff because that wasn't a thing in my old neighborhood. This neighborhood, it's nuts. So I am offering pickup. I always like to offer 2 pickup windows, generally a like mid-morning option, like after a school drop off and stuff like that, and then an evening option. So this season for Halloween, I am offering pickups on the Tuesday and Wednesday leading up to that weekend of Halloween because I'm allowing for people to gift to teachers, to gift to friends leading up to Halloween. Next for me is going to be a doozy because this neighborhood has requested Hanukkah. Also, survey your customer base. If you have not yet, survey your customer base. I did have some requests for Hanukkah. Hanukkah is early this year. Hanukkah is November 28th. I am not super familiar with how the celebration of Hanukkah works, so I also was asking and did some research on my own. They said it's great to have them to kick off the Hanukkah season. So they would like to have them by November 28th. I don't want to work the week of Thanksgiving. So I have also surveyed my audience about Elf. Some people do it like right after Thanksgiving. For me and my audience, literally 95% of everybody has said December 1st. So that's what I'm going to offer is that I'm going to make it for December 1st. And then also Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, as we know, is on a Thursday. So what I'm doing, let me look at my notes again because I wrote it all down. I need to communicate this with my customers. So, Thanksgiving is on November 25th this year. Shout out, my birthday's on the 24th.
I know, you're like pre-prepping up to Thanksgiving. Look at that. It's just going to be a week of celebrations.
I know, right? Okay, so I am going to offer my pickups for Thanksgiving that Thursday or Friday, so the 18th and 19th, before Thanksgiving, because there are people who travel and they will want those. Cookies stay my personal cookies stay fresh for up to 3 weeks at room temperature without freezing. If people want to freeze them, cool, I will let them know that. With Elf, because most of my people, again, do December 1st for that, I need to get down to nitty gritty and officially make a decision. My gut instinct would be to go ahead and have that pickup be with Thanksgiving. I know that that's super common and what a lot of people do. So that is an option. I'm also considering holding them, going ahead and making them. And offering that people can take them, but if they would like for me to hold them, because a lot of people, Thanksgiving is very like hectic and things, and people don't want those in the house necessarily for the little ones, of maybe having a pickup like on the 28th, 29th for that option. Real quick with Elf, I am also considering a package, and I will post more about this in our stories if I do move forward with this and exactly how it's going to work. I'm planning to offer an Elf package this year.
I love that.
Yes. So rather than just buying like the individual, like I'm back cookie and like a final cookie, I'm actually going to have an Elf package where they pre-buy it. I haven't decided if they pick everything up at the very beginning or if there's a couple pickups along the way. Again, most of my customer base is in our neighborhood, so it would be easy enough if they need a couple of pickups, but I'm going to offer the initial, and then I'm going to offer 2 or 3 cookie options. So a mini pizza, like the little Elf pizza delivery, maybe like a little Elf tic-tac-toe board, things like that. And then also working with a couple of other local shops that are Etsy shops that also do cute little Elf setups. So where they can basically pre-buy a package so that the Elf ideas are already done. And they don't have to think about it. They can just put them out randomly here and there. So
cute.
Yeah, I will keep you guys updated on how that's shaping up. Okay, so that's what I'm doing that. And then as far as Christmas for me, oh, and Hanukkah, because it's they want it to celebrate 20th, those pickups will also be Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving pickups for me, honestly, are going to be nuts because it's going to be Thanksgiving and Elf and Hanukkah. So Hanukkah, I probably won't have huge quantities. Thanksgiving, I'm going to try and keep the designs reeled in. I'll probably do a place card and maybe like a little mini pack or something like that. Because I know that Elf is the money maker there, guys.
Elf is one of my biggest times of the year.
I know I'm going to hate making all of those dang cookies, but that is the money maker. And then as far as Christmas for me, I think I'm actually going to transition to doing some pop-ups for Christmas.
That's gonna be so fun.
I think I think I'm looking at transitioning just with this new neighborhood. So many of them are here. So I think I'm going to kind of transition to doing porch pop-ups. I think I'm going to do maybe a couple of pre-sale offers just for some place cards, some personalization. But for the most part, I'm going to do pop-ups, and I'm just going to do them probably on like Sunday afternoons or something like that. Yeah. So that's my schedule. What about you, Chelsea?
My goodness. These things
you have so many things because you have classes too.
Yes, I have classes, and then my quantity is just insanity. It's like, hi, see you next year, literally. That's gonna be my
You've
life.
already called in the like extra forces, like.
Oh yeah, I have help lined up, you guys. I'm like, you're making bows, you're stamping boxes. Hey, here's a little trick, you guys, for all of the things that are needed for holiday that I do with my kids, because that is a question I get asked all the time.
You get those done early.
Guys, have your kids help you. In the sense that when I have a busy holiday week, I make an extra list of chores and I put dollar amounts next to them. My kids don't get paid for their weekly chores, like their daily little ones here and there. My kids are 7 and 8. But I will make an extra list that's like they shop for each other and then they shop for mom and dad. We take them shopping at Christmas and stuff. So they are like, know that they need to start saving money to buy gifts. So everything's a dollar amount, like these boxes. And I put a sticky on them on like how many they need, and they can just walk over and grab. It's like $5. And then they come and tell me, Mom, I did this one. I make sure it's done. I put an initial next to it. And at the end of the week, they get paid. It's awesome. Even extra house chores. Like they don't ever clean my room, but sometimes they'll be like, hey, make my bed. Something like if there's something random
with something like packaging, like you can have anybody do that. But Chelsea's brought up good points to me because I don't have people. I don't bring in help yet. But if you are bringing in somebody to help anything related to actually touching the food product, so Chelsea has somebody that helps flood or anything like that.
I'm out.
I know, yeah. She had to go and have a baby.
I know, she's being induced tonight. Oh, so when you guys see this, I will officially be an aunt.
Oh my goodness, yes. Hello, future Aunt Chelsea.
I know. Hello,
that's so
I love you. Yes.
But yeah, make sure that you're checking in with your like cottage food laws. Like I know Chelsea's really on top of making sure that they have their food handler's license. So make sure that you're looking into and following all of those regulations. But yeah, with packaging, man, I've already told friends, I'm like, you can have free cookies if you come help me package.
Yes. Yeah, no, we have, that's all, you guys. It's insane. But so for Thanksgiving, I keep debating on a pop-up shop, but I just have to survey my audience as far as seeing like how much interest there is in Thanksgiving.
And you have 2 locations too.
I do. Yeah. So not only am I managing the holiday sales, but I'm managing like who's working what location for pickup.
Right.
So that's a whole job in itself. Yeah. But for Thanksgiving, for me personally, just to give myself the time in order to create the volume of cookies that I do, I'm probably going to do the Monday or Tuesday pickup of the week of Thanksgiving. Yes. If there's somebody who's like, I think it's the 22nd, 23rd, because your birthday's Wednesday. Yeah, something like that. I do have random people who might ask, and I always tell them, ask ahead of time before purchasing. Don't purchase and then say, hey, I'm picking up early. But I have had like 3 people reached out for Halloween, was like, hey, is there any way I can pick this up? I'll know that majority of that set is going to be done already. So, hey, you're just going to have to come to this location for pickup. They're usually willing to accommodate if I am. So Tuesday is probably going to be mine. I have done it both ways. And with the volume of elf cookies for my client base now, I cannot do 2 separate pickups because I'm working over Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
With it being on the 25th, it's so close to the 1st, you guys. And a lot of people take that week of Thanksgiving off and then they're trying to get back into work. So for me, trying to be like, hey, another reminder on top of like going back to your normal 9-to-5 job.
Right.
Don't forget to pick up cookies. Might not work for my group. It could work for like Melissa's group is a lot of them are in her neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that works. But I will do all of them at one time. So it's just done and over with because, man, those little elves. Christmas, you guys, this is where I kind of feel like the stress of the holiday is this year. I think it's every other year. You end up with like an extra week after Thanksgiving. So this year we don't have that extra week. It goes straight into December. So I have holiday classes, I think the first week of December.
Yeah.
And then that means like this is how my mind works, you guys. If I'm doing that, then I have to already have my holiday samples done and posted Black Friday weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this going to happen? But I do last year I did it for the first time. I did 2 different pickups for Christmas. So I could 1, take on more cookies and 2, that way it gave people the options like the coffee cup with the gift cards if they wanted to give that to their teachers.
Yes. And that's what I was just going to look up because I'm planning to do some pop-ups. But I would say if you are looking to do like teacher options, you want to be doing those the week of December 6th. And like for sure have pickup by December 13th because the week of December 13th is generally all the kids' last week of school before holiday break. So that's when they're going to be getting gifting. So I would say for sure, like if you do like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday pickup, you need to have teacher options with gift cards available December 9th, 10th, 11th, that sort of weekend. But yeah, that's when you need to be really focused on that. And then the week of December 13th, 14th, those ones can be like less personalized. Those ones are just like those are the holiday blast of like, they're taking them to the Christmas party. They're taking them to work. But if you're looking at like, stocking stuffers, but more customized ones for sure, you should be doing those the week of December 6th for teachers. And then December 13th, I would say like blast all of your like, stocking stuffer ones, general winter, general Christmas ones.
I offer the same designs. So when I launch my holiday order on my website, I have a build-in where it's like a drop down. So then I have them drop down what day they're picking up. So it's like, are you picking up on this day or this day? So it's the same options. And I do have a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm going to make 2 different orders. So they'll order their bulk for like 1 week and then the bulk for the next week. Which again, it was very odd last year doing it because as we all know, when you get through the holiday season, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm done. And I felt that like, I'm almost there, I'm done. And then it was like, oh no, I'm not. I have a whole nother week of this. So it was like deja vu. I'm like, I feel like I'm living in Twilight Zone here. What is going on? It was so strange. But looking at December calendar, these are not my probably set dates. You guys don't quote me, but I'm leaning.
if any of Chelsea's customers are listening,
this is subjected to change. I am literally thinking the 12th and the 19th for pickups for myself because it's a Sunday. And my thought process of it is most corporate holiday parties are going to most likely going to be kicking off this year again. Or people are doing Christmas parties are usually held on a Friday night or Saturday night. So people are like hungover and not keen to want to do things.
For sure.
Sunday, you have to get back to work. So that's usually when people are not planning parties. So if I do a Sunday afternoon pickup, like a 2 to 4:30, it'll give people enough time to still be home at dinner time and ready.
That's
so that's
exactly
kind of
what I was. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as far as pop-ups. I'm like, oh, like during school week, there's so many like sports activities and stuff like that. But I feel like Sunday evenings, that's like an easy time for people to kind of like.
people take walks and want to enjoy. At least I know you guys are all like, Chelsea, no one takes walks in winter because it's
Yeah,
snowing.
Chelsea's off in Arizona where the weather's just always pretty.
No, you guys, I'm in sweatshirt and a beanie today because it is 70 degrees and I don't come at me.
That's cooler than here in Dallas today, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Don't come at me.
Yeah,
that is cold
here. Dang, girl.
Yeah, at Christmas time, it's usually like anywhere from 68 to 75. So this is colder than what we have at Christmas Day. So we went from
that
like
can be Dallas.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like some years it's like super cold, and then there are definitely like Thanksgivings where it's like in the 80s and 90s.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Oh yeah. We went swimming on Christmas one year, so let's be real. So this is real cold for me, you guys. But
that's like
people take walks.
Yeah, that's like Mike grew up in Miami, and he was like, no, we would like go to the beach and like. Yes,
that's Arizona. People sit by the pool and drink, and are like,
I've got a flying outline. As far as New Year's Eve, Chelsea and I do not offer that. Our little baby girl's birthday is New Year's Eve, so I really try and like focus on doing whatever for her birthday, and I'm just so done by then. And Chelsea takes a few weeks off there too, which is super common for cookie years. Again, just communicate it with your area. But I know that flash sales are super popular for New Year's. Because generally people like won't promise New Year's Eve, but then because they don't know if they're going to be like totally burnt out or something like that. But then people just like have some time, be in the mood. And also like kids are out for the holidays. So I think people just, don't know how much time they'll have. So flash sales can be really popular for New Year's. And a lot of times I'll see like half dozen and dozen options for New Year's Eve.
It's more party centered for that. Exactly. I think this year I'm going to throw a New Year's party.
Can I come?
Yes, fly in. Bring the girls. We'll celebrate too.
All right, girl.
So self-care. So we talked about the craziness, but like, how do we personally and mentally survive as the creator of all the beautiful creations? What do we do? What's your self-care? Like, what do you kind of keep in mind?
I plan workouts for sure. And I talked about this the other day on my stories. I started picking up tennis this past summer. And the thing that I've loved about it is that you have to set your phone down. You cannot look at your phone, and you have to be focused on like what is happening on the court. And that's been really wonderful. So I think having something, whether it's like a podcast or Audible, or if it's going out on a walk, and do not bring your phone. Like find some other ways, do something where you can set it down. It doesn't have to be long, but make sure, I know Chelsea's really wonderful with meditation. But just find ways to do that. Drink water. It seems dumb as a self-care thing, but
always.
It's just so true. And honestly, like put away, like if you do your nightly wine with dinner or something like that, just if you're a nighttime baker, so I typically during the holidays, I'll be doing a little bit of both. I will have when they're at school and then a little bit of nighttime stuff. So on nights that I like during those crazy weeks, just try and lay off of the sugar and try and lay off of the wine. And then at the end of the week, like the weekend, if you don't, whenever your time is, then indulge. But
cheers every pickup.
Yeah, for sure. Mike and I have talked about that. We're like, can we have Jello shots at like the porch pickups? But just to really be thinking about that and stretching. One of my favorite things to do. It doesn't matter how late it is. I will take my makeup off. I will like keep my headphones in or something, and I will put on like some spa music, and I will stretch. And I will put on some relief cream, and it helps me just like be able to zone out and have a moment and let go of things and be able to sleep. So
Melissa has a really good holiday stretch in her, I think it's your IGTV.
Yeah, there's a cookie stretch video.
Feature Chelsea and Melissa share that.
Yes, yes. Share that in stories. Add it to your list. Go do it right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So there, yeah, I think it's like a 5-minute thing, and I'll take you through like some of my main stretches. But those are my big ones. This is not the time of year that I'm talking self-care of like, go get your nails done and stuff like that. That's not, plan those things for January, or plan something like that for a weekend or something like that. Like, cool to plan it, but these are literally like, keep your mental health like going and healthy. And also communicate with your friends and your family about what a busy time this is. And if you ask for help, be specific about how you ask for help. Say, can you come on this day and package?
Don't do the whole like, if you would like to come, sure.
Yeah.
Don't leave it
I
open.
remember somebody told me about this when I had little kids, and they're like, a lot of times if you offer help, I remember this on, I think it was a parenting podcast. Like, if you say like, oh yeah, come help, or they offer help, they're less likely to do it than if you say, hey, are you available on this day? And can you come? That's why meal trains are so great after people have kids, because it's like, you're telling somebody exactly what to do and when to do it.
Oh my gosh, we should start meal trains for us.
Can we start meal trains for cookiers?
You guys, like, hey, entering busy season, can y'all come and drop food off at my house?
Oh my gosh, seriously. That should be a thing. Cookier meal train.
Oh my gosh, your neighborhood would be all up on that. I feel like, oh my gosh, so
for real. Support your local cookier. Bring her a meal.
Right?
Yeah. And then also just like, maybe indulge in some good like sweatpants or something comfy, or like a new sweater, or just like some new like AirPods, or, whatever that thing is. If you know you're going to be spending a bunch of time, a new office chair, a new decorating space, like maybe like just make or give yourself a weekend or a couple of days to really clean your decorating area or wherever your workspace is, just so like everything's ready to go and you can just focus on what you need to focus on. It's just, it'll make it an enjoyable experience versus a stressful experience. So I guess those
stress is inevitable. We're all stressed because we all have such high expectations on our work and our products. We all put our heart and soul into everything we do. We know that. So if you can minimize the stressors that you can control, try and do that. Yeah. Like, that's going to make a little bit of a difference. So yeah.
Anything else, Chels?
Yeah. I would say definitely, I 100% agree with the water. I posted the other day on my story, like, I had an afternoon like dip in energy, and instead of grabbing another cup of coffee, I always am like, I have to drink this entire thing of water first. Yeah. And then if I still am energy deprived, I'll do that.
It is scientifically proven that water and loading your body up with water will give you more energy than adding caffeine, because caffeine is a dehydrator. I mean, it dehydrates, and your body runs off of water and good food. And,
it's the nutrition, it's the fuel. It's like, it is. For your car's not going to work if you don't put gas in it. Your body and your mind and everything is not going to work unless you fuel it correctly. Yeah. I did Motivational Monday on my page with Brittany Gambino, who is Brit Fit. And she stresses this all the time about wake up first thing in the morning before you make your cup of coffee while it's making. Do not drink that coffee until you drink a water bottle of water or lemon water.
And if you need to change it up, we love the liquid IV in this house. We are big on liquid IV. Mike spent a lot of time in Europe growing up, so he's big on sparkling water. I think it's a little bougie, but I like sparkling. It's not my favorite, but if we're ever doing Whole30s or something like that, it can be nice. Like, or when I was pregnant, I used to like do a wine glass and put sparkling water in it, because it
makes you feel.
It was something like a little extra, And
yes,
it makes you kind of like feel like it. So it doesn't have to be just straight H2O, like, add some lemon juice, add some things, trick your palate into it being something. But yes. Like, and try and set your limits on coffee. So like, if I always have a cup in the morning, but then like, if I know that I need an extra boost, then I will allow myself one additional cup, and I set a limit. Like I can't have it after 11 a.m. Chelsea's crazy and can have caffeine at like 11 p.m. and can still go to bed.
I drink a cup of coffee sometimes while I'm like winding down for bed, like in bed right before it. Yeah.
Okay.
Caffeine really at this point not caffeine because I don't drink soda. So it is my only caffeine. Yeah. So, no, you guys craziness. And then also when we're talking coffee, I'll be mindful that coffee at home out of your Keurig or a regular coffee pot is a lot different than going to Starbucks 7 times a day. The sugar count, all of that. Just be mindful because that can cause a crash. Another way to try and get a workout in without being like, oh my gosh, I failed myself because I didn't work out.
Yeah.
Again, my weather is different. I don't live in snow, but it is now the season where I can walk my kids to school. So just being like, hey, I have to stop. It's 15 minutes earlier for me. Stop 15 minutes earlier. I walk them to school.
Love that.
I walk to pick them up. And there and back, it ends up being 2.5 miles. So in one day, I get almost 5 miles in.
Yeah.
Just getting it's a task I have to do. And instead of sitting in driveline for that extra 15, 20 minutes, I'm just going to walk it out. Take the dog on a walk. It also gives me the time with the kids to talk on the way home. Because when we drive, it's like 2 minutes.
Right.
But it just is a mental break that it just kind of brings everything down, fresh air, vitamin D, all of that fun stuff.
The vitamin D is huge. If you do live in a climate where you are not getting much sunlight, look into adding some over-the-counter vitamin D supplements. It's just a huge thing. I actually found out that I was really deficient in it, and I had to do like a prescription strength vitamin D for a while. And then in the summer, it was like fine. But there's also, I've seen kind of like, we have ring lights on us right now to just kind of like brighten. There are ones that are specifically like they emulate vitamin D. But that is huge. I think water and some sort of physical activity and vitamin D, I think are like the biggest things for just like physically keeping and mentally keeping yourself healthy.
And I open my window while I cookie from this season because just the fresh air blowing. You guys don't feel bad as I say these things with places if you live in like where there's snow and you guys are like, I get seasonal depression because I don't go out of my house. It's so cold. That's how I feel in the summer. Yeah. Because we don't walk out at 120. We have heat advisories. Like literally things shut down. So this is like my season in reverse. But wrapping this section up because I know we're keeping you guys so long already. See, look at without you guys,
we want to be shorter. Like
I know. The other thing that Melissa was saying, like treat yourself, make your space clean. Just taking those extra, like the little 15-minute breaks, put a timer and do something, whether it be like breathing meditation or, hey, I got 15 minutes. I'm going to start some laundry. I'm going to do this. So I feel like I'm giving back. My holy grail, you guys, holy grail. First thing I do when I get that pre-sale money is I pull it out and I hire a house cleaner for after the holiday season. She is booked for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. They're already done. It's off my plate. The holidays not going to change. So I'm like, hey, holiday ends. I don't want to go clean my house. I made a huge mess. I want to worry about my office. Company comes, they worry about the rest of the house. It's clean. I get that time with my kids. I can sleep in. It's just my treat to myself. It's way more affordable than you think. Most, if your house is, let's say, ranges between 1,500 to like 2,800, 3,000 square feet. In Arizona, at least, the prices I've seen range anywhere from about $75 to $150. Yeah. Which I already take into account if I haven't pulled it from my pre-sale. And there's things throughout the year. I'll just start like $10 every custom order and have a little fun going. So if there's an emergency where I get sick, I get a busy week, I can just call. You're helping a small business. You're giving back during their busy season and they want extra money for their employees, whatever it might be.
Yep.
It's my
tip. Buy back your time. Buy back your time.
So moving into our last section is meal prep.
Meal prep. Yes. Okay, so if I can, I will go ahead and I try and grocery shop on a Friday. because that way, like my start of the week, it's all good to go. I am a huge Costco lover. I love Costco, and I actually really love a lot of their like just quick meals, their frozen meals. Some of my favorite things to keep on hand. I a lot of times am like scarfing down lunch as I'm like mixing icing or doing something like that. So some of my go-tos are they have little single serve hummus packs. And I'll do pretzels. They have these blackened chicken strips, which you pop in the microwave for like, a few minutes. Those I love. Invest in an air fryer, guys.
Oh my gosh, it's literally
finally made us get one. I swear it's taken like at least 30, 40 minutes off of meal prep time. And we use it all the time.
My kids use it now. I leave it on the counter.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They just pour their chicken nuggets and French fries and like set the timer and go.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So I love that stuff. They have acai bowls. Those are really great too for like quick. And I'll throw on like some almond butter and some honey or something like that. And then they have really wonderful like pasta chicken veggie. It's a frozen thing. So you just put it like in a dish, add some water and nuke it for a while. That's an amazing meal, amazing quick meal. The pot stickers are fantastic, easy, quick meal. The girls love, they have little individual pizzas. We will do those a bunch. Again, air fry them. It's so quick and easy. What are some of our other favorite Costco things? Do you have favorite Costco?
I don't, but gluten. I'm gluten-free, you guys, so it's different. We haven't had to deal with this in a while, but this streaming platform is beeping at me that we have 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, tell us your favorites. And then on stories, we will share some of like our favorite crock pot meals and some of like our favorite quick meals.
Yes. So when I plan out mine, I do crock pot, Instapot, anything that I could just dump and go. So there's a lot of roast, there's a lot of soups, there's a lot of like chicken, shredded chicken and stuff in the crock pot. My husband will take a night that he will cook. It's usually Wednesdays nights because on Wednesday we chat. So he'll take things like that, but it's just easy if I have it. I'm a morning person. I don't do night holidays. I run into night decorating, but if I can do it in the morning when I have my most energy and it's just off my mind, good to go. If you can chop things ahead of time and put them like all in one bag, like if you're doing chicken noodle soup, chop them, freeze them, go. I order my lunches through a company here locally in Arizona who does meal preps and they deliver to your house. So I just already order and I will order like 6 or 7 meals, 1 or 2 extra. So if my kids go out to dinner with somebody or my husband takes them out, I already have a meal that I just heat and go.
Sure.
So that is a huge thing that has saved me because it forces me to eat lunch. It's healthy. I'm not giving it up.
Totally. The thing I love too about crockpot meals is leftovers. So I will eat leftovers for lunch the next day all the time. And also think about if you're making dinner and there's an easy way to double that recipe, just double it.
Yeah, because you can always freezer it.
Double it and freezer it or double it for leftovers, eat it a couple nights in a row. I mean, like I double recipes all the dang time.
Yes. And then I can't do them now because I know there's different services out there, but I've never used them because of being gluten-free, everything changes. But HelloFresh, Home Chef, I've used both of them. They are fantastic for the 20, 30-minute meals. They also have the ones that you could just put in the oven. They're pre-done and ready to go.
Yep.
I love them. So if you have that ability and option, again, it's 1 week out of your life. Just do it.
Yeah, those are great ones. And I haven't done those meal plans, but I snag on the end caps or by the deli section in your Target. They get things like they basically like pull things from the store, put them together in a bag that makes a meal. So they have like a chicken, broccoli, mac and cheese. That's amazing. They have this lemon chicken with like red potatoes and broccoli. I mean, they've got really great and like nutritious quick meals. It's like the meal prep thing. And I think it's like, they're like $12, $15 and they feed like 3 to 4 people. So I grab those. I have at least 1 or 2 of those in our fridge, like at all times.
Yes. And I always plan smoothies because it's a way to get my nutrients, my antioxidants, my vegetables, all of that in. So I'll make a quick smoothie and have those ready to go. But just anything that you can think of to help eliminate and make it easy. Don't try and be gourmet meal chef for 1 week.
This is not the time. This is not the time.
No, and don't commit to parties like class parties during the holidays. Don't be like, oh yeah, I'll make cookies for my kids and I'll create don't do that.
Miss, I'm not going to be room mom. I'm not going to be room mom. And then
right, and then Melissa's over here like, hey. All right. So you guys, just a little bit of tips and tricks. Again, we are not the Holy Grail Bible on things that work. These are just how we tackle the holidays, and they're always changing. We will probably do come January like a touchback episode on things that like what did we learn during the holidays, what went best, all of that good stuff. Yeah. Just so because we go right back into Valentine's, Easter in the next jump. Mm-hmm. So there we go. But Melissa, what is the cookie chat looking like from here on out? Because we're hitting, like we said, crazy season.
Oh my goodness, you guys. So we have lots of fun interviews coming. We can't share anything just yet, but keep an eye on our stories. Again, they are going to be pre-recorded, so they're going to look a lot like this. We're going to have our fancy headphones and our fancy mics and stuff, but that's what it's going to be looking like through the rest of this year. And we will definitely try and pop on live with you guys every now and then. It's not going to be necessarily on Wednesdays, but we will be around. We're not doing Bake of the Weeks right now, but we will definitely, we want to stay current with those. So we definitely will still be posting Bake of the Weeks and sharing those in our stories and things like that. But yeah, that's what we got. And maybe we'll pop on in like December or something and just share with you guys some of our thoughts and plans for 2022.
Yes. And you guys, we have a giveaway that goes along with this episode. We can't be drawing the winner because again, it's got to be current. So stay tuned to our stories for that. And this week's episode, we are giving away our dear friend, the Cookie Lady's daughter, Miss Veronica. We're giving her Cookie Smarter, Not Harder guide. So we are super excited.
$40 value, guys.
Yes, it is.
It's awesome.
Jam-packed with so much information on pre-sale holiday classes. Again, Veronica is all about time and efficiency. And we thought that would be a great holiday kickoff for you guys on things that it's a different perspective. It's not ours. So going from there. But Miss Melissa, thank you. This was our first one.
I feel like it went well. Take two, but
oh my gosh, this better save. If this doesn't save, we'll have to talk. But you guys, thank you for bearing with us. We're going to look back on this episode in a year from now and be like, what were we doing?
I know. It's going to be crazy.
We learned. But yes, so I am Chelsea with Rolling in the Dough AZ.
I'm Melissa with Missy P Sweets. May your cakes never be dry.
And your icing be shiny and crater free. Bye, guys.
Bye.